get our feet. I'm excited about this whole. All right, let's see. Takes a couple seconds to show up. Okay, here we go. GloucesterCast 425. I'm here with my friend Tim Sanborn from Cazeault Solar, who has saved my wife and I a bunch of money, and we get checks for our what's called SRECs, and we couldn't be happier. And all my friends that have done the same thing and gone with solar through Cazeault Solar all say the same exact thing, that the only thing that they would have done differently is they would have done it way before they did it.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot. Right. You hear that.
Number one complaint.
Number one complaint is,
I wish I did it earlier.
I wish I did it sooner. Right. Yeah. We're, I don't know, for like 3 years in now, but like 3 or 4 years. And so like, I only have a little bit longer to pay. And then like for the rest of my life, and I'm only 52, I'm going to have free solar at my free electricity. My house is 100% electricity at my home.
That's amazing.
That's a good feeling.
That makes you feel good, doesn't it?
It makes me feel really good. But today we're here. So the evolution of solar and add-ons for solar and technology. You are, would you say, an affiliate or an associate of Tesla? And we're going to introduce one of the new products.
Yeah, breaking news.
Breaking news, yeah.
Yeah, we just became a certified installer, sales and installation for Tesla battery, the Powerwall battery. And it's been a while coming. We had to go through pretty extensive certification training for all employees, much more so for the installation team. But for the sales team and for the consultants and even for the back support team, we had to go through some pretty extensive training. So we're excited about this. It's really a great product. It's affordable now. It looks beautiful. You can see it behind me.
Pretty sleek, yeah.
Can they all see it?
Yeah, they can see it. Right, that's it right there. That is. So why don't you give the premise of what it actually does?
Yeah, what happens is solar, the Tesla Solar Powerwall, basically give a substitute for anyone that wants a generator. So if you want peace of mind to go through it, to give you the to give you the lasting power in your home when the utility goes down, the grid goes down, you now have it with the Powerwall. Because as we know, when we have a grid outage, for safety purposes, solar has to shut down. So now what happens is you take the energy from the sun, you kick it into your battery, charge your battery. If there's a shortage in electricity in the grid, then you have that battery storage, and it basically will keep your essentials in the home going for about 8 hours.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah. And
you can do more.
If you added more. So there are a bunch of benefits to this in relation to like a traditional generator. Yeah. There's quite a few benefits to doing this. We'll go through some of them.
Yeah, there's many.
And also like the cost. Let's do the cost first.
Yep.
So like I think an average generator, to install an average generator is right around probably like $5,000?
I think it depending on what the size. You're up to $8,000 to $10,000.
I think you can buy them for $5,000, but by the time you get done with the installation, it's closer to $8,000.
You have the installation, then you have to not only installation, but that installation includes getting another source of power. All right, because you're going to charge.
Right.
You have the fuel.
The fuel, right.
So you either have natural gas or you have propane. So you have to set that fuel source up. So that's a cost added to it. So you're right, Joe. By the time you get into the all-inclusive setup, you're in the $8,000 to $10,000 range. Again, depending on how much electricity you want to have during a grid outage to have that essentials of the home taken care of.
And so now the cost of one of these power walls installed is when you get done with a traditional generator that if you bought that and had it installed, you don't have the tax credits.
Correct.
That you would get through this.
Yeah. So the Powerwall, not only is it your fuel source is getting fuel from the sun, but it's an all-inclusive one-time charge from us, and it is applicable to the federal tax credit. So you start at a baseline number wherever we end up after one of the team members comes out and speaks to you. You're going to get 26% federal tax credit when you do your tax filings. And then there's another neat thing that the Powerwall or any solar battery provides you, and that's called Connective Solutions. What Connective Solutions does is the grid wants electricity. They have two peaks during the day for grid. They have a commercial peak at 8 o'clock in the morning, all right, when everybody goes to work after the pandemic and we get back to some source of normalcy. You have a surge at 8 o'clock in the morning when businesses open up. The big surge residentially is 5, 6 o'clock at night. You come home, you turn on the lights, you turn on the TV, you turn on all your computer systems, you might turn on your heater AC. There's a huge surge. So what National Grid and the utilities want is they need the power. So what's real cool, Connective Solutions, what they do, the homeowners do, is they actually discharge the battery, because the solar batteries want to get discharged. They don't just want to hold storage forever, all right, for an emergency situation. So each night you can tell the grid, hey, use my electricity from my battery, send it out to the street, send it to my neighbors, and pay me for it. And the grid will do that. It's called Connective Solutions.
Boom.
And you can turn it on within days. You can, if you know there's going to be a heat wave, send it to the grid. They'll pay you for it. If you know there's a hurricane coming up the East Coast, or we have some issues, then you can prepare for that and say, you can't use my power for this evening or tomorrow.
Now, is that a app, or is it a physical switch, or how does that work?
It's basically electronic email. Just tell the grid, hey, we don't want to discharge tonight.
Wow.
Okay.
It
is cool. It's pretty cool.
Right through your cell phone or your email. Wow, that's really.
And one Powerwall can, if you discharge, you can make up to almost $700 to $1,000 a year by sending that electricity from your battery to the grid. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
So another situation where you can make money with solar, and it's crazy. Yeah. I'm just so happy about it. So I know that some people that have generators, and they get the generators installed, and then they have yearly maintenance, and they have to pay someone to come out, start it up, make sure that the engine for the generator is running and stuff like that. And it costs, like, from what I've heard, like $200 or $250 a year to have those generators maintained.
Yeah. About right.
So when you put that into the equation on top of it, that's one of the things that I think people that don't factor in when they go get a generator. And I like the idea of having power on demand in the case of a power outage.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think that, like, there's much better ways to do it. Like, I live next to someone that had a generator, and the power wall is quiet. There is no noise at all. But when someone starts up a generator,
right,
like, I'm not sure you can really enjoy it. Like, you may have lights in your house, but I don't know if you can enjoy with that grinding noise in your ear.
Yeah, you have the noise, you have the smell. All right, my daughter has a generator, and you're right. It's the moment. We lost power this past winter, and guess what? The generator never kicked in. So I'm out knee deep in snow trying to get that generator to work, because the generating company that serviced it, he's out straight during the storm. Mm-hmm. These are always charged. There's an app on your phone to tell you how much.
Are there any moving parts on these?
No moving parts.
So there's nothing. There's nothing for failure.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Maintenance free.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so you don't need any other fuel. It connects to your. So this is actually even if now, what happens if someone didn't buy their solar system through you? Can you would you be able to retrofit a Tesla Powerwall into their system?
Yeah, the Powerwall. The great thing about the Powerwall is it's adaptable and compatible with many systems, solar systems out there, both Enphase and Solar Edge. Those are the two primary systems that are out there today. So all we do is we come out and do a quick site survey to make sure that you have compatibility, and then basically it's an installation after that.
Yeah, crazy.
We just need to make sure we have that compatibility, but we do that quickly in a site survey.
And just like with your solar installations, like you come out, it doesn't cost the consumer anything for you to come out and do the assessment.
Correct.
And now, like I know I did the solar, and when you came out, you gave me a packet. It was a folder with all the numbers. And just like everybody else that I've spoken to that has gone through Cazeault Solar, the numbers that you provided were conservative, and we've actually exceeded your estimates.
Right.
So the numbers that you said that we would generate and we would get back, we've got more. That's just about every person that I've spoken to has had the same experience.
That's great news.
Which is nice, because it's nice to know, because when someone is thinking about doing this,
yep,
they want to have that confidence, because no one really not a lot of people have this experience, and you're a business, you're selling this service,
right.
But when you have people like me, people like my friend Marcy and Chris Plant, and Nick Novello, and there's people in the community. You can speak to anyone. The people at the Northeast Cleaners, who did it once on one side of their building, saw the results, and as soon as they could,
we did on the other side.
You get it on the other side of their building. So what does that tell you? It made sense, right?
Yeah.
So these are the types of things that just make sense. So there's that. Hold on one second. I want to close a couple tabs. We should also mention that you are again up for a Best of the North Shore Award.
Yeah,
you're one of the nominees for Best of North Shore Award. So people should go to North Shore Magazine's website.
Best of North Shore, I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's North Shore Magazine.
North Shore Magazine.
And it's the award thing is Best of North Shore. Go to their website, and I'll provide the link in the show notes. You can go and vote you can go and vote for Cazeault Solar. I know I voted, and because we're business partners, because you sold me this service.
Yeah.
But I consider you friends because of how wonderful
Thank you.
This has been. And I think that and speaking to other people that have, like, again, they all rave about this what has transpired since they did business with you. Yeah. And that's the testament. That's the test, right? That is,
and I appreciate that. Believe me, they appreciate that, the team, because they work real hard. And these are troubling times, and we've worked even harder to try to work with the utilities, because they slowed down to a crawl, almost to a stop. I'm not condemning anyone, but it's been a trial and a huge workload on us in the last, basically since March.
Yeah.
But we're getting through it. We're coming out of it. We appreciate everybody's patience. But I'm humbled to be nominated, but it's not me, it's the team. The team does a phenomenal job and phenomenal work.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that.
So just getting back to the Tesla Powerwall,
yep.
Which is basically a big battery bank that can actually store, and you can, with the connective solutions, you can actually sell power back to the grid. But there's two different kind of ways to look at the benefits of.
Yeah.
And one of them is you're generating energy, and you're getting checks. You get tax benefits. You get checks for the energy that you're producing.
Yeah.
But now, if you go one step further with the Tesla Powerwall installed into your system, you can actually store the power, and when you see a stretch of beautiful weather, tell National Grid you want to put that power that you've stored back into the system and get paid for it.
Paid for it, yeah. And I'll tell you the other thing that that's happening beyond the Powerwall coming out for folks that currently have solar. We've had a pretty dynamic switch in terms of new solar sales. We used to go and probably 98% of our solar sales last year did not include a battery storage. Joe, we're about 40% now where we're doing solar installations that include battery storage. Give a plug to Holy Cow right down the street. We're doing that this week.
Oh, nice.
We're finishing that install, and that includes a battery storage. So we are doing battery storage on about 40% of the homes and small businesses now where we're doing solar installations.
I imagine when you present the estimates and that and they see that tax benefit that they'll receive of it can be. It's 26%. Is that the max?
Yeah, and we got to be. Last year was 30.
Okay.
So what's happening with the federal tax credit is it's legislated to drop next year. It's going to drop to 22%. Mm-hmm. So this is the robust time to get solar and storage, battery storage, and then the following year, if there's no change in policy or administration, it's going to drop to 18. Mm-hmm. So the goal is for it to drop and go away. We're hoping it doesn't naturally because that helps sustain the economy.
Well, I think politics. We don't speak politics, but what I'm saying is that when solar first kind of came on the scene, it's been on the scene for a while, but became popular. There were incentives, and there's money in your National Grid bill, the energy efficiency charge, that there's pools of money that they collect out of every electric user in Massachusetts, that those pools of money are used for green energy initiatives.
Correct.
And now as people get on the solar bandwagon and understand that it's not just a fancy, feel-good idea. It's actually a financial, brainy, smart decision. It actually isn't just feel-good. It's financially sound.
Yeah.
More and more people are getting on it. So that pool of money that is available, as more people are jumping in, is being spread out among more people. The early adopters really, really, really make out. And as it goes forward, the incentive, as more and more people figure out this is a no-brainer, it behooves you to start today.
Right. These are the robust years of investing in solar. Not only you want to be green, you're getting green to be green, right?
Yeah.
So these are the years. The cost of solar is kind of flattened out. We haven't seen a drop from any distributors on the cost of solar in the last 6-9 months. So the cost of solar is flattened out, and the rebates or the available tax credits and rebates, smart income, is diminishing. So you want to really act within the next year. This year is the big year, and then next year we're going to drop again. If nothing changes.
And there's a 10-year warranty on the Powerwall?
10-year warranty, yep.
Okay, what does that cover?
That covers everything. If there's something wrong with that system, because there's no moving pieces, so it can only be a charge or a discharge, no charge, right?
Yeah.
We'd simply come out, unplug it, pull it off the wall, and replace it.
And what is the availability? I know, like some industries, like you can't get pieces or something. Like, can you get all the parts that if someone wanted to get on board with this, and what would be the process?
Yeah, it's we come out, we do a site assessment, and then apply, prepare an agreement. Our agreement's a one-page agreement, and then if a customer says let's go, then what we do is we set up the installation for them. Right now, it's about a 7-week backlog. So they can have a solar battery within about 7 weeks.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
yeah,
And the Tesla brand is one that people have confidence in. I know Mark McDonough that owns not Mile Marker, Minglewood and stuff.
Yep.
He drives a Tesla.
Yep.
There's a lot of people that drive them, and the reason they drive, the people know that his products are rock solid. So, yeah,
SpaceX, right?
SpaceX, yeah, no, it's pretty wild. Well, so is there anything else you want to add, Tim?
No, I think that's it. I think one thing about solar, back to solar, Joe, you mentioned about the numbers. One thing that's critical if folks want to move forward with a solar investment, not just the Powerwall, but solar investment, is if they take a note out, a loan out on the solar, and they apply their federal and state tax credits. Sometimes people forget there's a state tax credit as well. If they apply that to the loan and they have a productive house for solar, they'll be cash flow positive on their loan, meaning that the loan will be the payment of the loan will be less than their savings in their monthly income. And that's pretty significant for folks that are on a budget.
That's our case.
That's it.
Yeah, that's our case. I mean, we are positive on what we pay out after our tax credit. We are, and what we're not paying in electricity.
Yeah.
We are absolutely ahead of if we did nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Easily.
Yeah.
And I mean, and there are people that don't have the right houses, and when you go out there, you tell them, your house doesn't. It wouldn't make sense for you.
Yeah. We also look at ground opportunities as well. We're doing a lot of ground mount opportunities if that's available.
So what are some of the types of what types of houses, landscapes are ideal for a ground mount install?
Well, the challenge you have in a ground mount is you're closer to the ground, so any shading becomes more prominent. So we're looking basically for orientation, same as the house. We're looking for orientation, and we're looking for a lack of shading out in the backyard or the side yard.
So if someone has a fairly large yard, and then chances are, if they don't have a lot of trees, that would be something that they could do.
Exactly. There's a good customer just above the boulevard up on Harvey Street. We did a second ground mount. If you walk the boulevard, take a look up on Harvey Street, you'll see he put two ground arrays in. We did the second ground array for him. And he's calling us now for the Powerwall battery.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It's always the ones that do it the first time and then re-up. Those are the ones that you talk to, because obviously they see it. And now I'm one of these people that just we maxed out my roof, and now we're talking to Kate about getting the Powerwall put in. And so thank you so much, Tim. Anything? Well, what's your cell phone number? Listen to this. We couldn't do it any better. It's right in the it's right in the shot. It's right in the shot. So
you pick it up.
Just look at the video, and you'll know where to call for information and move forward.
Thank you, Joe. Good morning, Gloucester.
All right. Here we go, and let's go right here.